Generic greetings and welcome to Nostalgia plus Total Annihilation. This is quite simply one of the best real-time strategy games ever made by humans. It is, I guess, one of the games that people talk about when they go on about the history of real-time strategy. It generally starts off at Dune 2, although there is things before that, and then they go Command and Conquer, and then they go, oh look, Total Annihilation, and then it's one of those games that people talk about when they say, oh well, you know, there was Command and Conquer, and then Total Annihilation came out, and it had an orchestral soundtrack, and it had radar, and it had information systems, and it had, you know, intelligence and stealth and boats. You could build like boats and actually have a full navy and submarines and aircraft and just loads and loads and loads of stuff and massive maps, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing at the time. It originally came out in 1997, which makes it 18 or so years old as of the time of recording. It was by Cave Dog Entertainment, which sadly are no longer with us, but the lead designer Chris Taylor went on to create other games such as Supreme Commander, which is the spiritual success to this. I will actually feature that game at some point, I'm sure. Did Dungeon Siege, I believe, and also Demigod, which was plagued with problems at the time of release and a huge cock-up in many areas, but it was actually quite a good game. I'm sure I'll get onto that video at some point as well. Either way, I have not played this in a long time. I think the last time I played this was it was probably around the sort of 2008, 2009 areas, and people brought around some fairly old laptops, and I'm talking sort of late noughties old laptops, which means they were a block of granite with a screen attached, and we land up, and we went, what we're going to play, and we decided to play Total Annihilation. I actually remember one person's laptop overheating, and we had to put a desktop fan underneath, and it was just hilarious, but we had an 8-hour game, and we only won once one person got like 100 nukes and fired them all at once. We used to have like big Shaw batteries of just massive huge Vulcan cannons, which are like rotary cannons that cost loads, and basically by the time you got to that point it was total escalation. It was completely insane, lots of fun, and that's the last time I played it. So I thought it was about time I feature this and pretty much wax nostalgic while I play this, and hopefully I'll get blown off by a mushroom cloud and wave of nostalgia. Either way, this is the version 3.1, which is pretty much the one you download from GOG. That's the one I've got. So it is the standard game. It is the first and well, basically it's everything that was ever released for it. So it's the basic game with patches, and then it's the battle tactics with patches, and then core contingency with patches, and then a couple of extra units added on top as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to jump in and show you a little bit of it, and also hopefully get let me put the rose tinted goggles on and all that. Let's go for a skirmish game. We won't finish this because the games can be quite long and I don't think I'm going to be good enough. We're going to go for the coast-to-coast map. Oh yeah, it's actually already selected. Fantastic. Coast-to-coast map. The reason I'm selecting this one is because it's quite small. And this, as far as I can tell, was sort of one of the first sort of beveragey type games. Like, oh, I've got half an hour, I've got 3/4 of an hour, whatever. I might do a little bit of Total Annihilation. And that's a word now. And I would get this map, and then, you know, because it's actually quite small in terms of Total Annihilation maps. It's actually a 7x4, but if you go down, you can see there's a 12x15, 21x21, and then it goes up and up and up. I think there's a 20x20. There's actually a 40x40 somewhere, if I remember rightly as well. But we're going to go for coast to coast. It's also quite good if you are really just wanting to comp stomp, because the thing is, if you put it on easy difficulty, the AI is such that because it's nearly 20 years old, it's a little bit herpy-derp. So it will not really cross the water if you blow up all of their shipyards, and it will only send a couple of aircraft to you. So it's interesting that way. So anyway, Commander, you have a main commander that runs around. I'm going to assume you don't know anything about this, and I'll explain it. There's two sides, actually. There's the core and the arm. There's actually a really good intro, which I'd love to show you, but because I'm running it in windowed mode and having to mess around to actually record the thing, it's pretty much impossible to show you. But it basically starts, you know, what began as a conflict from Flesh to Machine, escalated a war that decimated a million worlds, blah 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 blah, and it goes on about the core and the arm and what they did. So the core are more, they're basically robots, cyborgs, I think, as well. The arm are actually people inside sort of these like robotic suits and stuff that are fighting, and we don't really know why they're fighting, they just are. We can have another 2 other computers on this one. Based on obviously the size of the map, and we could actually ally them if we want. We don't want to do that. We have to start with metal and energy, which are your resources. We've got, I'm going to play the core, by the way. I actually prefer the arm. I used to play the arm online when it was sort of Microsoft. There was like a Microsoft online service, and I can't remember what it was. This was before Games When I Was Alive, before any of that stuff. There was a client, and I really can't remember the name, but I used to play this, and I used to play Mech Warrior 3 online, and I can't remember what the service was called. If you know that, just please post it in the comments, because I really would like to remember that and actually check to see if what happened to it. I'm guessing it's been destroyed by the corporation. Anyway, I'm going to pick core on the arm. I'm going to be core. The computer's going to be arm. We need to select whether if the commander dies, what happens. So we're going to say game ends. Fixed locations. We've got it unmapped, so we can't see the entire map. Although no, we're going to an unmapped. Line of sight is true, which means that we have to be able to, we've got fog of war and line of sight properly there. We can actually say circular, so, you know, terrain elevations don't affect the unit's view, as it says there. Permanent is all map terrain is visible. It might be best, no, we're going to go for true, because that's the way you play it. AI difficulty is standard, and we're going to jump in. That used to take ages at the time to load up. Okay, so, quick rundown of the UI, very simple. Top left, we've got our sort of mini-map, and we can move around there, as you can see. We've got a big panel on the left-hand side. It's actually running at 1080p resolution, which is fantastic, maximum resolution. We've got our metal at the top. Oh, sorry, this bar here, this is where we get all of our orders and build units. We've got our metal and energy at the top there. We've got our commander on the top right. We can actually click and drag and then move them around. On the bottom, you will get this bar at the bottom that will pop up when something important happens, or like when you need to know something. So, for example, if I mouse over this, it says solar collector at the bottom, how much metal, 141, and how much energy it takes to build, so 790. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to place one there, and there. I just realised that before I even knew what I was doing, I was actually holding shift and building a line. I've already gone back 15 years or so and doing exactly what I did back then. I've already got the build queue in my head. Oh my good grief. And then what I would do is collect these two trees like that, and then I would build one of this mine at the top there, and then I believe there's a mine on this side round here, but I don't really know. Oh my good grief. Anyway, the commander. This is a really, really rock-hard, awesome unit that is fairly invulnerable at the start of the game, although you can do a commander rush. He will generate some metal and energy. As you can see, these things here, these solar collectors are making some energy. As you can see on the bottom there, we've got some pluses in green and some minuses in red, currently -0. Basically, they're not actually using anything else. We're going to get the commander to move over there. So yes, they show you how much they are producing. You actually turn them off as well, so you can say off and look, it all closes up, because if you're getting bombarded, it will close down like that, and that's good, because sometimes you will be bombarded and you really, really, really don't want them to get damaged, and they close up and they become a lot harder. Is there? No, there's not. I thought there was a thing over there where we can build stuff. Okay. Yeah, you can actually build your mines, these mines, or anywhere you want. Oh, by the way, the commander can walk through water as well. Yeah, you can actually build your mines anywhere you want, but you won't really get any sort of bonus and, well, any sort of real output until you're over a mine bit, so over like a metal bit. Anyway, that's built. I'm going to move this along, and I'm going to build myself a aircraft factory. I'm going to put it there. The reason I want an aircraft factory is because I want to get some scout planes up and start darting around. So there we go. We're building that. Not bad. You can see that we can build there's many types of units, and they're all split into different tech trees. So you've got K-bots, which are like sort of little robot guys. You've got vehicles, which are, well, yeah, sort of drivable, tanky sort of things. Aircraft, self-explanatory, the things that fly. You've got sea units, which can sort of go between submarines and also standard sort of ships and things like that. You also have, I believe, along here you have, oh no, it's not shown there, it's Tech 2, you will get hovercraft, which can go on land and on water. You also get seaplanes, which are planes that can land in water and they will actually sink underground. There we go, or under the water. There we go, we now have got one of these, so this is my airfield. I'm going to build one scout, and you can see at the bottom there, it's called a Fink, and it's an air scout, and I'm going to build one of them, and I'm going to build one construction aircraft. There we go. I'm actually going to make 2 of them, and then I want to get my commander to go down because I want to be able to build another mine. If I wanted to, I could actually click on that. What happens is you'll be able to see he will start basically combine the streams. You know, this is one thing where you do want to actually combine the streams, and then it actually helps out, so that's pretty cool. If you've ever played, well, Supreme Commander, you will be familiar with this. I'm going to click on my scout, and I'm going to tell it to go over here. And there we go, and we're now scouting the map out. Oh, fantastic. Scouty, scouty, scouty. You can see I'm getting rid of the fog of war. Sorry, not the fog of war. I'm getting rid of the blackness on here, so I can actually see what's happening. There we go. I'm going to move them up and round, up and round, up and round. Job done. Move the commander down there. And what I'm trying to do is you move please. There we go. I'm trying to just scout everything up so I know what I'm... Oh god, he's gone off the map. He'll come back eventually. There he goes. I want to just move him up and down and basically scout the entire area out. But the fog of war is still on, so you can see they've got like a sight radius and like a radar range. The radar range is shown on the mini-map, as you can see on the top left, really, really small. But yeah, it is up there. We will eventually find land. Here we go. This is land, so this is theirs. So we're just going to have a quick scout about, because we will be able to see them at some point, I'm sure. Come on, scouty, scouty, scouty. There's a mine. They've got a mine. Okay, that's Fine, I guess that's self-explanatory. Oh, they've also got, looks like a wind turbine. I remember very vividly going around with friends once, and his dad playing the game, and he called him I'm not going to say his name, but he called, why is this not working? We're going to call him Bob. Bob, why is this not working? So, you know, we went in. My friend went in and myself, and he's like, why is this not working? So hang on, Derek, hang on, what's going on here? So we had a look, and what he'd done, which was absolutely hilarious at the time, and still is now, oh, looks like they've got a commander there, move, don't land, you get shot. Look at that, there's their commander building stuff. He'd managed to make... He managed to play on a map that didn't have any atmosphere, right? So there was no wind or anything like that. He managed to make, spend all of his energy and metal on... all his energy and metal on building windmills. So there was getting absolutely nothing in terms of resources because, well, as you imagine, there was nothing to get. And we couldn't stop laughing. It was just, you absolute fathead. Let's set up a patrol here. We're going to click patrol and then click there. What's going to happen? It's going to patrol between the point it started, which is over there, and then the bottom. So that scout plane's going to go up and down, up and down. That's fine. Let's get my commander, we're going to move him up here. You can see that actually I can click on orders at the top and I can say fire at will, hold position, or set it divisible because the commander can actually cloak. I'm now going to actually get rid of these trees like so. And I'm going to sort of harvest all of these. I don't really need to harvest them if I'm completely honest because I've got more than enough energy. So what I can do if I wanted is use something called a D-gun, which is like an awesome cannon of death, and you fire it. Boom! And it like absolutely ruins stuff. And there's a bit of flame there. And as you can see, stuff's actually setting on fire and it spreads. Oh yes, there we go. That's pretty cool. Right. Commander, what do I want you to do? Well, I want you to actually first get rid of that tree. By the way, yes, when you burn trees... they can damage the flames for one can damage you, but also they don't give you as much energy because, well, they're a tree that's been, you know, decimated. It's just a sort of hulk, so it's basically a lump of carbon. But yeah, right, looks like that guy's done, so I'm going to send him down here. This is my buildy plane, so I'm going to send you down the bottom. Then I want you to build there, please, and then that will be it. And then we've got all of the metal we can. I'm going to get the commander to go in the water. I want to say build, and I want to go and say build a shipyard, and I want you to put a shipyard there, please. We've got another aircraft, well, the aircraft's done, this building aircraft. What I want to do with this one is get a radar up and running, but I don't know why I want to put the radar. A radar over here would be nice. Let's put one up the top left, so we'll put a radar up there. And what that'll do, allow me to start seeing units on the mini-map, which is important. We don't really have any defenses. This is some tier 2 stuff. So as you can see, we've got a aircraft factory 2, or advanced aircraft plant. We've got a GAT gun, G-A-A-T gun, which is like a very good sort of anti-everything, actually. It's not bad against air, but it's mainly used for stuff on the ground. We've got a missile launcher, which is really good at air. We've got a Punisher plasma battery, which is actually specifically made for this faction, because obviously there's two factions, specifically for the core, and that's really, really good because it's like got a lot of armor. And there's loads of other units that I could build. But I think there's a couple of hundred units in there. There is a plasma tower, and there is a pop-up tower. The plasma tower, as far as I'm aware, is actually a downloadable unit. It's one of the first games, at least I can remember, that they offered official downloadable units on their website. I think it was called the Was it called the Boneyard? The Cave Tog Boneyard or something like that? I don't know. I really can't remember, to be honest with you, but that does ring a bell. We can also build a hover platform if we wanted to. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to start running out of energy at some point. Do we have a geothermal pit around here? Normally, sometimes we have a geothermal plant. No, we don't have a geothermal plant. Or a geothermal geyser. We don't have a geyser. Geothermal power plant. There you go. Right, so I want to build an advanced aircraft plant. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to go to my shipyard here. Hang on. I've actually ordered that guy instead of. It's actually left click to do stuff and right click to drop the command, which is interesting. It's different from what I'm used to. We're going to tell that commander to pick up that tree and then, or rather, just get rid of the tree and then start helping out with that one. Then what I'm going to do is get my plant over here and I'm going to say build a... I'm just going to say get a construction ship. We're going to get my aeroplane to come along and actually help with that one. So you can see there's like a bit of micromanagement going on here. What I'm also going to do is make a... I think, do I want to build a transport? No, but I do want to make a fighter. Or do I actually know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of the fighter. I'm going to build 5 bombers, and then I'm going to start doing a little bit of the old bombing runs over on the left-hand side there. But Yeah, it's honestly, this is all coming back. I'm actually what is also coming back is the fact that I'm out of metal. I'm always out of metal. I've overextended. One of the things about the game is it had so many layers. You had this standard build and fight, standard like layer of you just shooting stuff. But the thing is that terrain such as this hill here actually has height. So if you're behind there, the stuff won't go over it, right? It did sort of simulate height in that way. You couldn't obviously. It wasn't really 3D. It's I guess it's isometric. This isn't it. And a lot of people playing it, I remember. There's this one friend in particular said he couldn't really play it because of the way it looked, because of like it sort of, he said it's skewed. I don't know, it just, when he looked at it, it didn't feel right, and he used to actually get sick while playing it, which is weird. But either way, it simulated height and stuff, but not in reality, because obviously it was like 20 years ago or whatever, so it was pretty much impossible to get a full simulation going. Either way, simulated height, so you could actually plant buildings behind stuff. You had all the micro of actually moving units around, and having to not use abilities, because there wasn't really abilities in this, but working out waves and things like that. Working out which stuff's going to go in first, and moving units forward and back and things like that, and whatnot. You had this other layer, which is the economic layer, which you had to, manage your metal and your energy, which I was hopeless at. As you can see, I'm still hopeless now with it. And then you had the information layer, which we've currently got going. We've got a radar up there. You can see anything in that area that is detectable on radar, I'll be able to see. There are stealth planes, which you can actually physically see them, but you can't. But you can physically see them on the map, like when they come into your view range, but you can't see them on radar. Also, anything that's underwater won't be detected by radar, so you've got all of that as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move the commander off, because he's not doing any help there. Well, he is, but putting like 500 units to try and help build this thing over the right, that wouldn't help out, because there's still not enough metal. So it just it just gives a little bit of time and goes and then finishes it off. We've got our little sort of buildy boat here. We can have some nice little defences. We can have all sorts of stuff. What I'm going to do is actually get my scout plane to go over. I want to do another pass. You come over here, please. There we go. I'm going to do another pass. And what I'm looking for is, there we go. I'm looking for that. That is, they've got missile launchers. I'm just going to sort of scoot over the top there and zip past. Right, so they have got some missile launchers, which is not very good. I'm going to get that guy down the bottom and then say patrol up to there. There's my patrol going. What I want to do is build. There's no underwater, as far as I can tell, mines. So what I'm going to do is build. What's that? That's a floating missile. It's a floating missile battery. Having one of them would be useful. Let's put it there. What that'll do is anything that's coming towards this plane, any plane that's coming towards this way, will get it got. Right, so this is now advanced stuff. This is sort of what's classed as Tech 2. Okay, so we're going for a advanced construction aircraft. We'll get that built. Let's get the commander to finish retrieving these. As you can see, I've managed to survive with energy just on these 3 solar plants. It's mainly been my metal that I've had problems with. I'm now on a good economy. I'm on plus 10, only minus 6, plus 119, minus 242, which is, I'm now starting to really hit that hard. So maybe it's about time that I get, what I want to do is set that. I want to say your move to there, and what will happen is any units we build will go over there, as far as I can tell. Is that right? I think so. You can also set orders on these buildings as well, so whatever's built, it will be, let's say basically, if I say Rome, anything that comes out of that will be on Rome, which means it'll just randomly wander around, which is strange. Let's get the commander to build another couple of solar plants. Put one there and one there. I think that should do us quite nicely. I want to say move there. Is that right? I think that might be right. If that thing gets built and moves down there, we know what I've done okay. So anyway, there's a missile launcher. It has to fire in line of sight, though. That's the big thing. Until you get a Tech 3 system that's called radar targeting, which means that anything in your radar you will have a punt at. Not very accurate, but you can do a bit of firing, which is quite good. So there we go. There's that building. We've got these 2 units building away at the bottom there. That's quite good. Oh, I've just told this guy to move off. You can see that when you start constructing... damn it. When you start constructing something, you place a bit of a blueprint. Let me just make sure this is right in the right way. Let's place it above there. When you start building something, you place a blueprint, and then you start putting your energy and mass into it, okay? It's a very generic term, and I did approve. It's probably where it's actually started my whole... started the whole thing. But yes... That's now building and basically firing energy and mass into it, or basically firing mass into it via the Well, and using energy to do it, I guess. I don't know if that's the case or not, but either way, it's firing in there, and that's how you build it. But then you can tell this guy to wander off if you want, and that'll just sit there, slowly degrading, because it's not finished. Anyway, there's that getting done. We now have enough energy as far as I can tell. No, we're still going down. We could. There's other things we can build, so we've got... these wind plants. We've got metal storage, which increases our maximum. We've got a metal maker, which is interesting because we've gone all Star Trek now. You know, I've always said that Star Trek. You know, when people talk about Star Trek, oh well, they've got problems, this, that, and the other. I'm sorry. When you can create mass out of just pure energy, right? Then you've pretty much won, like, the world. You've pretty much won the universe, right? You've beat it, right? If you can just take some, make mass out of nothing, basically. Well, not nothing, but what they would call energy in that. In this case, you can do that. It's pretty academic. So you can actually use get a metal maker, and that uses energy to create metal, which is interesting. Anyway, this thing here, this is a Tech 2 flyer. So what we can do if we want to do, we can say we need to go to orders, we need to go to reclaim, and we're going to reclaim this thing here. Now, why are we doing that? Well, because I can now start upgrading stuff to Tech 2. There's a bomber, and yes, it's actually moving down the bottom. Fantastic. What I want to do is start making some more metal mines, I believe they're called. Let's have a quick look. We'll go to build. There they are there. It is called the Moho mine. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So we're going to build a Moho mine. It's a bit bigger, but it's going to go right in the center there. And then we're going to get these guys move over there and build that. Fantastic. Obviously, you've probably noticed the soundtrack and how awesome it is. It was probably, I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first times I've ever heard like a full orchestral soundtrack, and it was by... the same guy that did, he's done loads of other stuff like Company of Heroes, obviously Commander, this was like his first one. What's the other games he's done? Supreme Commander, done Guild Wars, loads and loads and loads of games that the guy's done. I can't remember his name now. Jeremy Soule? I think it was Jeremy Soule who did the soundtrack to this, and it was just like, wow, when I first heard that. In fact, when I first played this, I think I mentioned that I played it at a friend's house. So the first time I actually owned this, I saw it in, it was Electronics Boutique, which is when they were called that in the UK, and I went, oh, right, cool, I'll get that. And it was in like a full big box copy, really, really long, it was about 2 foot long, and it came with the game, in like a 4 CD dual case. The first game was actually 2 CDs, where it had like a campaign on each, I believe. And then you had the Battle Tactics disc and then a Core Contingency disc, which are like the 2 expansions. Didn't have any patches or anything on like that, but it also had a like a strategy guide in it, which I still have in my loft. I still have in my attic, so I can actually go and get that strategy guide if I wanted to. But yes, I don't know about my disc, but the discs themselves, you could actually put them into a standard CD player. Track 1 would just go... God, that was the game files, and then the next tracks on would be the game. Would be the sound. What the hell is that? That is cheeky git. That is one of their metal makers that was placed there. That's interesting, because to make that, their commander must be underwater. That's not good, because if their commander comes out the water here, I'm gonna have to hit him hard. Right, okay, this is bad. Let me get one of these build planes, move him over, and I need to build. Damn it! I'm gonna tell that guy to to help build that. And then I want this guy to move over, and I want him to build a sonar, okay? This will allow me to detect stuff underwater. I'm going to put it roughly in the middle, which is there. We need to get sonar up and running, because I don't know what's underwater, which is, as I said, this other layer. Oh, there we go. We've got a Moho metal mine going up, and it's on the go now, which is good. Right, so all of these guys, you can go over and build that. But yes, as I was saying, the CD, this track 1 would just go when you put it in a CD player. It didn't work. But the other tracks... Oh, we've built that now, and we can see that they've got something over there. And it's actually quite good in terms of range as well. We've got something over there. So yes, you could, like I say, feasibly put it in a CD player and get it that way. Let's reclaim that thing up the top. What I want to do is build an advanced radar, but in order to do that, I think I'll have to have some more energy. What I'm going to do is tell this guy to probably... I don't think I really need to do anything else, actually. That guy, move over. You build me an advanced radar, which can go there, please. There we go. I'll put it further back because I have a plan for this front bit. In fact, what I want to do is I want to start getting a coastal battery up. We'll put a Punisher there. Right. So, That's cool. We're going to tell that guy, my commander, to build, or help build, another one of these. I like the way that everything unfolds and stuff and it moves out. You can actually have loads of pop-up turrets and stuff like that, which is cool. I think what happens is when I build that, when I finish that radar, it's probably going to break. Nice cup of tea. It's going to break my energy supply. I think it'll completely and utterly break it, but we'll see what happens. This guy, you can come along. Do we want to build a little scout boat? Let's build a little scout. I'm running out of energy, though, which is a big problem. Big problem. Let's get my commander over there. We're not going to use him anymore. Shouldn't really have built that scout boat. Let's cancel the scout boat, actually, because we're getting too much minus on there. What I'll do is I'll move the commander over, and when in doubt, reclaim some trees. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, as I said, the first time I played it was at a friend's house, and you know, because generally I didn't have a computer, it was really old and garbage and whatnot. But they, you know, they're saying, "Oh, look at this," and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I remember playing on the one of the core maps, one of the very like later maps in the campaign, I believe it was, but in a skirmish. And the thing about the core maps is that we're all metal. All the ground they were known as metal maps, which every tile was metal, right? So you could actually get metal really, really, really easily, which is cool. As you can see, my radar is up and running. I can now see everything on this left-hand side on the mini-map, but I can't really keep this up because, as you can see, I'm really on some minuses here. That's bad. Let's move this guy over here. We could build, if I want a nice big generator at the back, let's build one of them. That is a fusion power plant. We'll build one of them because it's important. Yes, I remember playing it on one of them and having, you know, seeing all of these things go off and big units like walk around. There's a thing called a Krogoth, which we can actually make, which is like a really big honking super robot. It was if you've played Supreme Commander, it was known, you know, you had like experimental units, and that was basically the very first that came out, and it was huge and awesome. And we had dragon's teeth that we had like big defenses and stuff, and there was, I believe, like a little, I don't know whether it's in the game or whether it was a mod, and I never found out, but you basically put in some commands and we got this ice cream type, like an ice cream truck, and it was known as the Elmo truck because it would unfold and it would go Elmo song and then fire a massive huge cannon out. And it was stupid and hilarious at the same time. But yeah, anyway, so my energy is going up, but sadly, as you can see, I'm really on, not the negative, but I'm getting to a point where I really need to get my economy a little bit better. I'm going to reclaim this down the bottom there. It looks like we've got an advanced, we've got one of these advanced shipyards now, so we can build a couple of different things. We could build, is that a radar jammer? That's a radar ship, is it? That's a that's a radar jammer ship. Obviously you can get, oh, that's an anti-air ship. That's pretty cool. It's full of flak. Yeah, you can, like I said, the different layers. That was good about it. You know, you get different layers. So you got like radar, but then you got counter radar. You know, you got like anti-radar, no, radar jamming and stuff like that. And then you got let me get that guy. You can go over there to help that out. Yeah, you got... Actually, no, you're going to come down the bottom for me, and you're going to build one of them, another static defense to go there, just to cover the coast. Put it on the headland on the top and bottom. Yeah, like I said, you got this, like, different layers where you've got, you know, radar, you've got radar blocking, and all that sort of stuff, and that was cool. Really cool. Right, so let me get me scout over. What I want to do is I want to basically remove all of their... their shipyards, if they've got any. So get me scout over here. I can see there's at least 3 things in the water, so I just want to have a quick sort of look around, and there's something there. There's another thing there. Nothing to worry about just yet. Oh, I'm getting shot at. There we go. There's a missile, but it's okay. We'll just move it over here, and there's another one there. So it looks like, as far as I can tell, they don't have... That's a plasma cannon. That's a plasma cannon. I've seen a plasma cannon. Yeah, I just want to make sure that they've got nothing that can attack me. No, they can't. Right, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to move that down out of the way of their air, and then I'm going to get these, and I'm going to move them off. I can control 1, and if I press shift 1 or alt 1, alt 1, yeah, if you press alt 1, you can actually select all them. Sweet. See, all of this stuff was just not in Command and Conquer. That's the thing. Let's move over here, and we're going to attack that there. Bomby, and... Oh, there's their commander, look. We're going to tell them to bomb that, so they're going to come round. Oh, actually, no, bomb these units here. Come on, they need to take a little run up at it. Come on, bomb something. Do you know what the problem is? They don't have the range. They don't have the sight. So what we need to do, we need to get a... oh, that's the wrong button. Resume. There we go. We need to get a scout to go with him. So we're going to get a little Fink air scout. We'll put them with it. And they'll go in first to scout things up. And then they'll do the bombing run. Very smart. Right. So I've managed to turn on, somehow, I've managed to turn on the overlays on this. And I don't know how I've managed to do it. I don't really care, actually. Oh, there's the... I'm having to run this in windowed mode, so... Right, let's move this guy over there. I want them to really focus on... You can help out with that. It's weird because the commander can only build Tech 1 stuff, which is interesting because he was supposed to be Tech 10, which is a funky one. That unit over there, by the way, that one there, that is an immolator. That is one of the downloadable units. There's a couple of them, as I mentioned. That guy can't get the bottom there, which is a shame. We're going to build a... Do you want to build a Warlord battleship? Or we can actually build an advanced construction sub, which obviously is the same sort of thing as that, but it goes underwater. What else can we make? That's an advanced sub. We'll build... I'd like to build a battleship, I really would, but the fact that I'm sort of I'm really low on mass, I don't think I can really justify it. Right. Scout plane up and running. You're going to be Control 2. So I have to press Control 1, or Alt 1, you move over there. Control 2, you move over there, or Alt 2, that's it. Yeah, I don't know why I have to press Alt. But that guy goes over there first, and then the bombers come in, and we're going to go for the commander. So here we go. There's the commander. We're going on a bomb and run, and there they go. Bang, 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 bang. Yes. Right, so I've damaged him. Good. I don't know how much I've damaged him for, but I have done some damage. I'm going to get them to come back because they are very, very damaged. If they even are alive. I don't think they are. I think they're all... No, there they are. There they are. Yeah, we can't bomb that. We just continue coming back, coming back, coming back. There we go. Right, fantastic. So... Yep, under attack, we know. Right. Whew, that was close. I did actually do a bombing run. What I always found funny as well is that you can actually make something called a decoy commander, right? Like I said, if the commander dies, there'll be a massive explosion, because he's got like a nuclear power pack or whatever, and then in this case, it's game over because that's what I set it to. And I remember... I remember you can build a decoy commander. I think it's from the K-bot you plant. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of each. I'm going to get a K-bot plant there. And then I'm going to get these to move up there. I'm going to get, on the other side, I'm going to get a vehicle. You could build a decoy commander and it would move around, and you could actually build things with it. Only Tech 1 though. It was actually more like a cut down Tech 1, to be honest with you. And he didn't have a D-gun and things like that, and he couldn't cloak, but... what he could do is, as I said, he could be a decoy, and you can send him in. And when he blew up, he didn't blow up as much. But you could send him in or have him sort of scout about, and people try and, if they saw him, they'd go, oh, I'm going to go for him. Because you could cloak your main commander and put him at the back somewhere if you didn't want to die. But yeah, you would have your decoy commander roaming around, and they would go for that. But, and here's the problem, when you click on anything or mouse over anything, on the bottom it shows you what they're called. If it's and if it's your own unit, it would show you like what they're producing in terms of energy and metal, and also how much health they've got. If it's an enemy unit, it just shows their name. The decoy commander would actually say decoy commander on the list at the bottom. So that was completely pointless because you would just mouse over. Yep, decoy commander. What is the point? Really, what is the actual point? Oh, right, anyway. We are doing okay so far. I mean, as I said, it's on easy mode, so we're not really going to go anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere. Let's build a little scout plane again because I want to do another bombing run. We've got some other bombers here. We've got a Hurricane strategic bomber, which is cool because, for one, it's massive, right? And two, it's got like a little gun at the back that like fires like shots out the back, which is cool. Like a what would you call it? Like a turret gun. Yeah, it's a turret. That's what it is. So we've got a couple of things up here. We've got a K-bot. There's different things, right? K-bots, they're sort of good all-rounders, right? Vehicles tend to be a lot bigger and tougher, although there's certain types of ground that they prefer. Like this bot can go over like they can go over rougher ground at a decent rate, whereas vehicles tend to be faster, but when they come up against something that they don't like in terms of like the ground, they would slow down a lot. But you can see there's all different types of ones. That's a mine layer, and actually you can build a nuclear mine. I remember quite vividly. There's a leveler, which is a riot tank. There's different. Let's build one of these vehicles here. I like this way it unfolds. That looks cool. Let's build one of them. I'm going to get this guy to actually go to orders and repair. I'm going to say repair that, and then that, and then Repair that. So they're going to repair all 3. So we're doing not bad for energy and metal. There's another K-bot. There's another couple of, like I say, hovercrafts I haven't shown you, I don't think I will, but you can actually get a spider, which is only arm. Only the arm get it. It's like a little spider guy that can go over like big terrain like that, which is cool. Let's build an advanced construction area. Is it me, or is the music just repeating itself over and over and over the same one? I don't know if that's the case or not. Let's build a advanced K-bot plant. We're going to put it there. We're sort of running out on stuff now. Let's get our little scout up and running, and I want to send you over there, and I want to go to Alt 1 and send them over here as well, and see what we can find. So I don't think we'll have a lot of stuff to deal with. There's their commander there, which my thing's just been blown up, which is a shame. They have hovercraft though, I've just noticed, which is an interesting one. There goes the bombers, and boom, 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 boom! Oh yes! Sweet. So I've managed to blow some stuff up there, cool. But I've also blown up one of them, a solar plant, which is sweet. Right, how's my thing coming at the back there? That's a fusion power plant. Once that's up and running, I'll be at a huge advantage. I'll have a huge advantage, rather. Let's attack the commander, because I can. I need to take a run-up, so here we go. Here's the run-up, and that was not a bad run at all. There's another one, couple of coming in here. Oh, we blew up the K-bot in front of him. We're doing alright there. We're attacking him quite well. Not bad at all. Right, let's go for a... Let's build a really big battleship, because they're cool. Yeah, the music is just repeating itself over and over and over again. I remember that in order to play the music properly, you had to have... there's a particular lead that goes from all CD players to the... There's another bombing run going on in. I'm just going to keep these bombers going because they're doing quite well. They're going to keep attacking until they destroy him. Yeah, there's a type of like cable that used to go from the CD to the motherboard, and if you didn't have that, you couldn't play the music. But you could. Oh, sorry, you could play the music, but you couldn't press the next button. Good grief! I'm really waxing nostalgic now on the CD drive. Good grief. Right, let's build. What do you want to build? Well, we could build an advanced bomber, but that'll probably take a lot. That's a stealth fighter called a Vamp. I think we are just bombing that commander to death, really, aren't we? Really. Let's attack that. Oh, let's help build that, by the way. Rather, not attack it. Let's get one of the... let's get one of these over here. One of the advanced construction planes to reclaim that at the top. Because what I want to do... That is actually, it's saying that's being attacked, but it isn't. It just realises that the health's going down. Because I want to place that with Moorhorn Mine. We should really have got the other Moorhorn Mines up and running before anything else. Let's get you up the top to help with that Moorhorn Mine. You can go over there. I think, as far as I can tell, all of my bombers now destroyed, which is okay because we've probably taken them out quite well. Let's just attack that thing because we might as well. And they're going to shoot it. Come on, back up. Ah! That's a big shot coming. That's a plasma shot. Ow, don't stand still. Do not stand still. Keep going, keep driving, keep driving, keep driving. And attack that, please. Attack it, please. In your own time, mate. There we go, we're firing now. And then we got blasted to pieces. Oh, now the music's changed. Interesting. It was this one game as well. It was one of the first to leave wreckage that you could reclaim, as far as I remember. You can reclaim different wreckages. That there, I'm going to actually turn it around. That's a punish. I want to turn it around and then click S for stop. And the reason you do that is because it's really, really slow turn rate. I don't think I'm going to need it because of what we've got, like in terms of defense and stuff. We've got a nice line of missile batteries. We've got a strategic sort of scanner there, which is it's a sonar, and that's detecting everything there. Got an advanced radar system at the top, which is detecting everything on the map, which is cool. And that power plant, once that's built, we will not really have any power problems at all. Let's have a look at some of the other units you can build. That's called a Doomsday Machine that has a laser on the top that hits so hard it pretty much turns whatever you're shooting into wreckage. It is that tough, right? It would pretty much one-shot a commander if you allowed it to. There's the Intimidator, which is a long-range plasma cannon. It will happily shoot 3 times or twice the length of this map. Just put that in perspective, right? Other games at the time, 1997, right? You know, what we're talking here? Well, let's talk Command & Conquer, which was its peer, right, at the time. Like I said, everybody rated. Maximum range was what? Like, half a screen for this thing? This would fire easily 1, 2, and a half. It would fire 5 screens. right? Easily. It would fire further, I think, if you got like a bigger map and stuff. We've got a missile launcher. That's a silencer nuclear missile launcher. It would pretty much, if I landed it on there, it would destroy everything from there all the way down to here. There'd only be a little bit there on that corner left. We've got a anti-missile defense. Again, everything you can make pretty much has a counter to it. The only thing this game didn't have, which was a bit of a sort of lack, was shields. It didn't have like a shielding system, which is what Submarine Commander brought in. We've got perimeter defense, which is a big wall, a really, really tough wall, so you can put walls around things. Pop-up turrets, we've got a big flat cannon there. The flat cannons were not very good. They're actually the missile launchers here. This is what I like, that the Tech 2 stuff was not necessarily better than the Tech 1 stuff. It just had different purposes. So the flak hits like a truck, but it's inaccurate, and it's very, very... it would fire into the air, and if it hit something, it would die. But it would very rarely hit, so you would have to have them in a big battery. And if they were swarming you with lots of planes, it would be very good. If they were only hitting you with one or two, it was pretty much useless. That's a nice automatically repair like facility thing. It's called an air repair pad. You place it there, and then basically any unit that was patrolling near it would actually land on it and repair itself, which is cool. We've got a cloakable fusion reactor. We've got a Moho metal maker, which is like the Moho mine, it just makes metal. We've got a targeting facility, automatic radar targeting. It means that all of your guns can now shoot at anything they can see on the radar. We've got a buzzsaw rapid fire plasma cannon. That's very similar to this long range plasma cannon. It's not as long range, but it does go bang, 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 bang and fire. The Vulcan, which was the ARM version, was actually better. We've got a neutron missile launcher, which actually was a bigger radius than the nuke, but all it did was stun everything, which was very, very powerful. Either way, that's just one tech tree that we've got there. There's loads more stuff, all of these different tanks. That's a pretty good one, the Slasher. But yeah, I mean, at the time, when you think that, you know, this was... let me sip beverage here. At the time, when you think that you're playing things like... Command and Conquer, and this came out, it just seemed to do everything much, much better. Everything. Like, you know, the fact that it wasn't, you know, you had all of this, like, you know, different levels. You had all the information and managing the economy and things like that. I mean, you could argue that it, you know, it wasn't as tight, and it wasn't as tight. I don't, you know, I mean, I can't really speak for the bands because I was just a kid at the time and I didn't really care about that. And I still really don't care that much now. I'm more, if it's fun, then it's a good game. If it's not fun, then it ain't a good game. But you know what I mean? It's like, it was one of those things where, you know, you would play it and go, wow, this is just more, a lot more than Command and Conquer at the time. When you read about, like, you know, the history of stuff, I think, as I've mentioned, a lot of people always go back to Total Annihilation and say, you know, the first to really introduce, like, a full information system, the first to really do, like, multiple techs and things like that, where you could help different units out with when you're constructing things, and yeah, this really sort of not advanced economy, but like a detailed economy rather than just a number of credits. It wasn't just generic credits, it was like metal and energy, and you had pluses and minuses, and every tick would go up and down, and you had to store it, and you could obviously, if they were storing a lot of metal, you could go over and blow up their tanks that were storing that metal, and it was just all of that sort of thing would, you know, give you just the sense of scale. The sense of scale was just, you know, huge. Let me just go for a reclaim, and we're going to reclaim that thing back there. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it there, really, because there's nothing else I can really show you. I mean, I want to build... no, you know what? I'm not, because I want to destroy their commander, and this big ship here should be able to do it. What I'm going to do is actually get a... Do we have an advanced scout? That's a stealth, that's a strategic bomber, torpedo bomber. We don't really have an advanced scout, so what I'm going to do is build three planes, three scout planes. Let's build that there. And what I'm going to do is send my battleship over here. I remember building really, really big, like, fleets, like ships and stuff, and sending them over. Let's have a look at some of the advanced stuff I can make here. There's an advanced construction vehicle. There's an amphibious tank, which was cool. There's a heavy, a Goliath heavy assault tank, which was like the heaviest in the game. It was huge. We've got a mobile flak vehicle. We've got a mobile missile defense. We've got a mobile radar. What's that? A mobile rocket launcher. They were deadly, if I remember rightly. There's the K-bot plant over the left-hand side there. We could build a Krogoth, and that can go underwater, but we're not really going to bother with that one. There is my my ship here, and it has got a fairly big range, so I'm going to move that over there. We're going to get that plane to guard, and I'm going to say guard that, and what's going to do is just, well, guard that. I say guard, it's not really going to guard, it's just going to follow it, and because it's got good visibility and good radar coverage, or decent, no, it doesn't even need radar coverage. but it's going to just spin around like that. It means I'll be able to shoot some things. So that's cool. So we're going to bring this over. It's actually got... I've tried to use my mouse wheel to scroll in here. Pathfinding's a little bit of an issue, especially in water, because everything's a bit sort of sloppy. Because it's in water, obviously I can only go up to here. I can't go out there like in Supreme Commander where you can actually get boats to do that. But anyway, I'm going to get my scout plane to move over here and then scout that out because I want you to fire at that. There we go. It's actually got 3 weapon systems on it. It's got a big cannon on the top, and it's got like a laser on the front. And as you can see, it is doing quite well. Yep, it is doing quite well indeed. And then we're going to fire against that. Come on, fire against that, please. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Them two can go to guard. That. I've just landed my plane there. Let's not land the plane there. Obviously, as well, they've had this whole thing about like certain units are good for air, certain units are good for ground. And that's a sneeze, that sort of thing. So, what are we going to do? Well, we need to find where they've got... Oh, look at this. Now we're starting to have a fight. The main guns are going to be firing now. There's the big guns on the top. Oh, yes. Keep my plane going about the place. Where it looks like it's firing... It's actually blasting all of their building bots. That's cool, which is what we want to do. I want to build the main thing over here. There's their commander. There's the commander. So you target the commander. Target the commander. Target the commander. Everything goes on the commander now. Commander is the priority, please. There we are. Damn it. Damn it. I've lost sight. Okay, you're going to have to turn around. He's still firing where he thinks the commander is. You, move over here. No, he's still there. The commander is still there. I don't know how much health it's... Bang. There you go. All armed forces have gone to a better place. I managed to kill it. And there we are. A little bit of a victory screen. What I've actually done. Main menu. That is a little bit, and I do stress a little bit, of Total Annihilation. You know what? It's still as good as it was. I mean, it's old hat. You know, the fact that you can't scroll out, it looks god-awful, let's be honest. It's not a good-looking game at all, but it's functional. It does run it, it does run it, it does run at like 1080p, so, you can't really argue that, it does, that it feels old, but that's because it is old, but it's still fun, it still works, which is the main thing, obviously thanks to GOG, I guess, for that, and, making sure it actually works. But it runs at, like, decent resolution, and you can play it. I don't know about online, I've never really tried it multiplayer. I guess you could still run it LAN, things like that. I have no idea about running it multiplayer, but, yeah, bit of Total Annihilation for you. Still, you can see what other games owe it. You know what I mean? You can see where other games went, yeah, we should really be doing that. If this didn't exist, well, obviously something else would have come along and done it, I guess. But the fact that this was like the first game to do a lot of things, yeah, it's good. It's good. Links in the description so you can check it out yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings. I want to play Supreme Commander now.